Welcome back to the Enlightened Hearts Ministries podcast. I'm Hudson. Today, have you ever noticed how easy it is to just get used to a bad situation? It's like when your room is a total mess, and for the first couple of days, it really bugs you. You tell yourself you're going to clean it on Saturday. But then Saturday comes and goes, and suddenly, 2 weeks later, you don't even see the piles of clothes on the floor anymore. You've decorated your mind to accept the mess as normal. You've built a little architecture of chaos, and you're living in it like it's no big deal. We've been following this architecture of hope theme all through Easter. We started with the apostles locked in an upper room because they were terrified. Then we sat in the dark with Nicodemus, a guy who had all the answers on paper, but was still sneaking around at midnight because he knew something was missing in his soul. Today, the story takes a massive turn. We're moving from the quiet, private midnight questions into a full-blown public jailbreak. And in the middle of it all, we get the verse that almost everyone on the planet has heard, even if they've never stepped foot in a church. John 3:16. In the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 5, things get pretty intense for the early church. The leaders in charge are basically losing their minds. They're filled with jealousy. It's that high school feeling when you see someone else succeeding or getting attention, and it just eats at you. Because they can't stand that the apostles are gaining traction, they throw them in the public jail. They think that by locking the doors, they can lock up the message. They think that if they can just keep the apostles in a dark room, the Jesus thing will just blow over. But God has this amazing way of being a total disruptor. While the leaders are probably sleeping soundly, thinking they've won, an angel of the Lord just walks in. He opens the doors, leads the apostles out, and gives them a very simple, direct order. Go and take your place in the temple area and tell the people everything about this life. I love that phrasing. He doesn't say go explain the complicated theology or go hand out rule books. He says tell them about this life. The life that can't be kept in a box. The life that doesn't care about locks or guards. If I'm being honest, I relate more to the jail cell than I do to the angel sometimes. I think we all do. We build these internal prisons that are way harder to escape than a stone building. Think about it. What are the bars of your cell made of? For some of us, it's the prison of popularity. We are so scared of what people think of us that we never say what we actually believe. We're constantly checking our phones, measuring our worth in likes or comments, and that's a heavy set of chains to carry. For others, it's the prison of the past. You did something, or something happened to you, and you've decided that's who you are now. You've reinforced the bars with shame, and you've convinced yourself the door is locked from the outside. But the I Am who we've been talking about, the God who is outside of time, is the ultimate locksmith. In my earlier posts, I talked about how Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. That means his power isn't stuck in the past, and it isn't waiting for some far-off future. It's right here, right now, in your current mess. The Catechism tells us that Jesus came to save us by reconciling us. That's a big church word, but it basically means getting us back on the same page as God. When that reconciliation happens, the prison doors don't just open, they stop existing. Now, let's talk about the Gospel of John. We see John 3:16 on posters at football games and on the bottom of shopping bags. It's so famous that we sometimes stop actually hearing it. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that everyone who believes in him might not perish, but might have eternal life. If you really sit with that, it should kind of blow your mind. The creator of the entire universe, the guy who literally designed the stars and the way your DNA works, doesn't look at the world and think, man, what a disaster, I'm starting over. He looks at the world in all its mess and brokenness, and he loves it. He loves it so much that he gives his Son. This is the cornerstone of the whole architecture of hope. If this verse isn't true, then everything else we're doing is just decorating a sinking ship. But because it is true, everything changes. Jesus explains to Nicodemus that the light has come into the world. But then he says something kind of sad. people actually preferred the darkness. Why? Because their works were evil. Think about that for a second. If you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing, the last thing you want is a bright spotlight on you. You want to stay in the shadows, where you can pretend everything is fine. We hide our true selves because we're afraid that if the light hits us, we'll be condemned. But Jesus says the exact opposite. He says he didn't come to condemn the world, but to save it. The light isn't there to bust you. It's there to guide you home. Coming into the light is a choice. Every single morning, we get to decide if we're going to live in the truth or stay in our comfortable dark cells. St. Augustine had this great line about how God is always trying to give us good things, but our hands are too full of junk to receive them. Coming into the light means dropping the junk. It means being honest about our struggles, our doubts, and our mistakes. It means saying, okay, I'm done trying to manage this prison by myself. In Psalm 34 we hear, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. In high school, we're taught to fear a lot of things, failing a test, being lonely at lunch, not getting into the right college. But fearing the Lord is different. It's a healthy respect that says, I trust God's plan more than I trust my own anxiety. When you have that kind of respect, the angel delivers you. You realize that you don't have to stay in the jail of what if. You can walk out into the temple area, your school, your home, your job, and live this life out loud. So here's the challenge for today. Look at your life and find one place where you've been decorating your cell. Maybe it's a grudge you're holding on to, or a secret that's eating you up, or just a general feeling that you're not good enough for God. Whatever it is, that's your prison. And today, the angel is opening the door. God didn't send Jesus into the world to point a finger at you. He sent him to hold out a hand and pull you into the light. Don't spend another minute hiding in the shadows. The door is wide open. The light is warm. It's time to walk out and finally breathe. The doors swing wide now. No more hiding in the dark. God's love is the key. The Lord is King and his light is where we belong.